What's going on, guys? This is your boy named Found with another video. It's finally time to cover another power set, another in-depth power set guide. I'm talking about Earth. So you can imagine how many private messages I have received after publishing my ice in-depth power set guide. That seems that the people are liking it. So I want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys. I really hope that what I am publishing it's helpful for you and will help you in some way. In this video, guys, we are going to do the same thing for this power set like I did for the ice in-depth power set guide. So this will be this video will cover Earth in every single aspect like I did. So that means DPS might, DPS precision, and also tank as bot spec. So basically the Earthen Bond one and also the Aftershock tank, to highlight basically the difference between the two specs. Every single thing will be linked on the time bar and also on the first comment on the comment section below, so you can skip immediately on the section that you are interested in. And now, guys, it's time to cover literally everything, because most of you want to switch as Earth, and it's time to give you the right information. So without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, guys, as usual, before jumping on the rotations and loadouts and everything that you must know about this power set, we have to take a look first, which is the strongest point of your power set and the weakest one. As usual, if we press K on our keyboard, we will open the traits. The first, it's the name of your power set, so it's Earth, must be for you as well. And if I click here and if I scroll on the top as level 10, so tank roll, pressing the cycle power trait button in order to toggle between rolls. So when we reach level 10, we are able to be a tank, and this is exactly what we have to take a look. So on tank roll, you gain defense equal to 65% of your dominance while not blocking. So this suggesting us basically that our power set cares a lot about dominance, exactly like ice, right, guys? Because if you remember, ice is basically counting on the dominance combined with the restoration to bump up your shields. And for Earth is almost the same, but in this case we are taking in consideration about dominance for the defense. So it's a little bit of difference. 3 perception as usual, and superpowers against taunt. So that means every single time you are in tank roll and you press 1 power on your loadout, your fools prefer to attack you instead of your allies, like exactly what we want to do, right, guys? This is really important, guys, because you must know exactly which is the main thing that you have to rank up in order to be a successful tank as Earth. Speaking about the generator mod, it's exactly the same, guys. So the spec is literally the same. So pressing E next to the generator mod and going to the mods. General are totally up to you, guys. I want to suggest you to put the one that will be useful for you. I just used the Urgent Warfront, Basin Goals, Gotham and Metropolis Superman statues, just to be fast and to teleport with my teleport wherever I want. As health and power, of course, this is a tank power set, so if you are mainly focusing on tank, you want to always choose HP for everything, absolutely. Apologies, those are not the max one, guys, because actually I jumped on the US server recently. I'm playing on the US server since 25 days, almost 1 month, and I'm actually farming everything that I need. So health and power, so we want to choose always HP if your main role is tank. Otherwise, power it's perfectly fine. If you play DPS, might and prec, it's perfectly fine. Depend on your main role. Support is completely is literally imperative to run as dominance, because dominance it's just our main stats, and here putting a vitalization or restoration is completely useless, because this is a tank power set, and especially because dominance is really good for us to bump up our defense by 65% of the entire dominance while not blocking, so we want to always include dominance. As offense, again, this is totally up to you guys, which kind of spec you play. I will show you rotations, loadouts, and also each single spec for the power set. So in my case, I am playing a precision, so I'm using a precision. But if you're playing might, of course, you will use might for the red one. Pretty self-explanatory, right, guys? Affinity bonuses mod, guys, once again, depend which is your main role. So in my case, my main role is tank, so I'm putting dominance, and dominance as type A and type B. Once again, if you play precision, DPS, so both of them precision, and the same as might. So once again, guys, depend which is your main role, because you can switch as a second role, but for the majority of time, of course, you will play always your main role. That can be tank or that can be DPS, and this basically dictates exactly which kind of mod you have to put. Type C and Type D, once again, since because I am a tank, so once again, guys, rejuvenating escape can be useful for some small amount of HP when we use a group breakout. And the last one, the crippling stance, super useful, especially if you, like me, like to take the aggro of a lot of ads. You're getting basically a stun as AoE just for free, only just to wear 8 pieces of elite gear. Okay, guys, speaking about the spec about precision as Earth, pressing I on your precious keyboard, we will open, of course, the inventory. So, as affinity bonuses, type A and type B, once again, guys, as a precision, you want to always use precision as type A and type B. Once again, I'm using dominance because it's my main role. And type C and type D, also DPS 1. Speaking about the white mod, also the utility belt, artifacts, and augments, we want to start from the weapon, of course, blast adapter. It's a must, triggering every 20 seconds for just free damage. Pretty useful, just because it's damage for free. Then we have add, of course, this is a Prec build, so Neo Venom boost is a must. You already know, guys, certain power sets have their own class supercharge, like, for example, electricity or rage as melee. Precision, you will always choose berserk and also circuit breaker as electricity. But it's not the case for Earth, so it's Neo Venom Boost 3, so we are getting 5% supercharge back when you use the supercharge. As a neck, of course, relentless precision, boosting our precision by 4%, while maintain the hit counter above 9. Pretty easy as precision. Then we have the back. As back, I'm using accelerated gemstone shield, and I will explain you why, guys, because I am using the gemstone shield for clipping the flurry shot as a pure single target. I will show you, don't worry. And then as a chest, of course, penetrating strikes, it's a must. Your attacks in your 2% defense and toughness of your target, because the other one, it's just bugged since a lot of time. As legs, I'm using striking stones for the simple reason that I'm using this one just for clipping the animation of brawling martial arts that I will show you on the footage of the rotations. Speaking about the ends, of course, we have max damage, because max damage is just a must for a DPS, no matter if you are playing might or precision. Going down, Tumbling Master, absolutely a must, guys. Actually, you can use Deadly Block, so your target will receive a percent of damage based on your precision. But I wanna strongly suggest you to use Tumbling Master, because this one is just so useful, mainly to stay alive, mainly to have a better survivability. Speaking about the utility belt, guys, of course, we have always the supply drop. That's literally a must, literally. Then we have, of course, the regular trinket. Apologies, this is the 308, but the 310 have more might and more base might and more base prec, and also when you activate it. The third one, like I showed you on the ice power set guide, the hologram device is kind of it's a kind of trinket mainly used for clipping, so just for clipping the animation of your weapon mastery combos. And the last one, guys, it's just the orbital, because the orbital is literally a must for every single DPS. While in combat, of course, you can always choose, guys, to switch your trinket according on what you need. So, for example, if you already popped your supply drop, you can switch for the henchman to maximize your damage, or just for a pure single target one. This is totally up to you guys. So you can do on-fly switch to get more damage and to optimize your damage. Speaking about the artifacts, I want to apologize, guys, if those aren't 200 yet, but I just joined the US server. I'm taking my time, and I'm also waiting the double experience week just to rank them up to 200. As usual, storage card transformation, literally a must for a DPS. You already know the reasons. It's useless to explain once again, guys. Storage card is completely free damage, and also when it procs, it's a completely free damage that is going to synergize basically with the transformation card to bump up your critical strike chance and critical strike magnitude. So both of them literally a must. They are not, only if you're playing a pet build, but this is another kind of discussion. The third one is just the Grimorium Verum. Actually, you can use Grimorium Verum or the Quizlet. It doesn't matter, guys. So, to be completely honest with you guys, I prefer Grimorium Verum because the Grim, it's just a more versatile artifact that works so well as might. So, absolutely. So, this is my opinion. Once again, I'm always saying the same thing when I'm recording the artifact section. This is basically one of the best artifact they ever did as a DPS, because at rank 200 grants you 5% might, 5% prec, and you can use this one for both specs. It doesn't matter if you are playing precision or might. So I want to strongly suggest this one, but if you have the Quizlet, it's also fine because it spawns a pet, and when you trigger a supercharge, the pet will do more damage according on which kind of supercharge you will use. A little tip that I wanna give you guys. While maintaining the Grimorium Verum up, of course you are spawning the Void Gazer that is applying the power interaction, and the power interaction is just useful for us, even if this one it's a prec build, to do additional damage with some skills that we will use for clipping. When you use a supercharge, guys, I want to strongly suggest before popping your supercharge to switch on fly with the Eye of Gemini, proccing your Pollux Gaze to get basically 5% might and prec, depending which one you are playing, and then switch back immediately, so you can get the buff and maintain up the Grimorium Verum damage by the pet. Super useful and super fast, guys. It's just about to position on the bottom your artifact so you can switch on fly. Keep it in mind, guys, to put this one on the bottom. So, because, for example, if I change this one and putting on the top, if I right-click, is basically going to change my strategies card. And, of course, you don't want to do that, because changing the strategies card for the Gemini and popping the supercharge, you will lose your damage over time if you have applied the damage over time that this artifact procced. So, always position on the bottom so you can immediately switch, popping your supercharge and switch back. Speaking about the augments, of course, this is a prec build, guys. So in this case, I have imprinted my armory with the last DLC one. Since I'm filming this video, it's the Totality in Inductor for the last episode. It's basically Legion of Doom. So of course, you have kind of benefits that you want to keep, especially when you're playing the elite raids, so stage 1, moderate, severe, critical, stuff like that. So you have some kind of useful passive that are beneficial for you, while getting, of course, a buff of damage according on which kind of spec you play. So both of them are literally a must. So precise, and of course you have to switch them according on which kind of content you are playing. So for example, if I am playing Metal Part 1, I want to switch both of them just because I will get a buff of damage, right guys? So in this case, for example, it's 5% Prec plus kind of passives. They are super useful, mainly to stay alive and to get less damage. Origin augments, exactly the same, guys. This is a Prec build, so maximize your origin augments as soon as possible. Since I'm filming this video, the maximum level is 312, so maximize them all as soon as possible, so you can increase your damage and getting some better proc on your white mod from the neck. Okay, guys, speaking about the skill point placement according on how many builds we have, basically we have three kind of builds as precision. The first one is the common AoE one, so basically brawling into martial arts masteries for the full AoE one. The second one is the common single target one, basically dual wield into bow flurry shot. And the third one, it's a kind of build that I literally forgot to cover on my Ice in-depth power set guide, and it's basically a combination between the previous two. So basically you will unlock literally everything, and you will be able to switch weapon on fly according on which kind of situation you have. The first one that I want to cover is I'm starting with the brawling one, so brawling martial arts, so pressing K on your precious keyboard. Of course, weapons, we are going to take a look on brawling, we are going to unlock literally everything, and also unlocking the brawling masteries. And then on martial arts, of course, if I'm able to find it, because I'm blind, guys. So everything unlocked, and plus the masteries, so we can go back and unlock the Shuriken Storm mastery. That's actually the one that we are spamming over and over and over. Going back, as a super speed, of course, you want to always unlock your movement, the fast movement, and I forgot to mention, guys, that if you want to be a Prec DPS, I want to strongly suggest you guys to be super speed, because as a super speed, you have a lot of benefits that you can use, utility that you can use, and also skills that you can use to maximize your damage. So if you want to be a Prec DPS, be super speed will be a deal for you, absolutely. So we want to unlock Tornado Pool, because this one it's basically the best single target skill that we have in game as in terms of damage, and it comes from super speed. Then I am unlocking the strain resistance and the knockback resistance. So those are basically innates. So feel free to skill them if you want. And then of course we are unlocking the Weaving Dervish just for clipping the animation of the brawling martial arts. Going back as iconic power, of course, Neo Venom boost, almost a must in every single power set. I have already explained to you guys, so you will 99% of the time you will use Neo Venom boost as a supercharge as Prec. Only certain power sets have their own class supercharge. So think about Rage Melee or just Electricity as class supercharge. So you will always use Circuit Breaker, for example. Robot Sidekick, I want to include this one, guys, and the reason why I'm including Robot Sidekick and not the class pet is just for one simple reason. If your crystal, that's your class pet, doesn't have power, it's literally useless, so it's not going to do any damage. So basically what that means that it's forcing you to use the skill to give the pet the power, and we don't have a slot for this skill, for this rotation. So I want to always suggest you to use Robo Sidekick and not the pet, the class pet. Going back, of course, guys, Prec build, so focus weapon expert 2040, maximize precision and the rest of the skill point, might and power, or if you want to have more survivability instead of more damage, just put 100 point on might and power and the rest on HP. So this is basically, you have to follow the order, just in case if you have less skill point, maximize attack chance, then attack damage, then Prec, and then might and power or HP, depend how many skill points you have. This setup will grant you more damage, guys, absolutely, but if you're aiming for certain kind of feats like no die feats in specific elite raid, just put 100 point here so you will get the 10% power and then the rest on HP for a better survivability. This is for the full AoE one, Brawling Martial Arts, but if I activate my armory, so it's basically the dual wield one. As you can see, I'm switching weapon. So we have the dual wield. Same happen for this one, guys. Of course, weapons. We want to unlock everything on the dual wield and also unlocking the dual wield masteries. Going back to the bow, we want to unlock everything plus the bow masteries. Going back, dual wield, and we want to unlock the flurry shot masteries and the explosive one that can be useful in certain situations when we have to do AoE damage. Going back, of course, guys, super speed, once again, the first point, then tornado pool, because it is a single target one. I just skilled one of this one, no idea why, guys, but whatever. So skill both of them if you have enough skill point. Face dodge, absolutely a must for clipping, once again from super speed, and then Whirlwind Dervish as well from super speed for clipping the animation. Going back, Iconic Power, same thing, Neo Venom Boost and also Robot Sidekick. And going back, once again, the stats points is the same, right, guys? Weapon Expert, 20, 40, 310, and then maximize might and power, or just one skill point and the rest on HP for a better survivability. The other one that I was suggesting you guys, it's the third build that I actually completely forgot to cover on the ICE in-depth power set guide, and I wanna apologize for this one, guys. It's a kind of spec that basically include both of them. So if I'm pressing once again my armory, I'm starting with, so basically I have the brawling imprinted, but we can imprint with the dual wield. So basically what this build does, guys. So as weapon, so of course we have brawling, so everything unlocked as brawling, and also on martial arts, because we can do both of them. So everything on martial arts plus the martial arts masteries, going back and unlocking the Shuriken Storm masteries. And also we are unlocking the dual wield masteries with the bow. Why we are doing that, guys? And I will explain you why. So we have unlocked literally everything, going back to bow and skilling literally everything with the bow masteries, going back, of course, dual wield and flurry shot and explosive shot masteries. Why we are doing that, guys? We are doing that just because we can immediately switch the weapon to maximize our damage in case if we need some AoE damage or a pure single target one. So, for example, think about the 6th dimension elite on the second boss, for example. Every single time Superman is spawning the statues, it doesn't matter which kind of difficulty you will do. If it's regular, if it's stage 1, severe, critical, it doesn't matter. Most of the time, so let's say 60% of the boss fight, you will be single target. But when the status spawns, of course, you must kill the status, especially Cyborg, because it's really dangerous, especially with his AoE damage. So what you can do in this case, guys, in this case, you can switch on fly weapon and have your weapon masteries, so you can do AoE damage. And when all the statues are dead, you can switch back to your pure single target one. I will show you on the rotation, don't worry, guys. And the same happen as super speed. So as super speed, of course, you will unlock always the skills that you need. Tornado pool, face dodge for clipping, Whirlwind Dervish, feel free to skip those just in case if you don't have enough skill point. Iconic power same, Neo Venom boost, robot sidekick, and stats points always the same. So Weapon Expert, 2040, maximize the precision and the rest of skill point on might and power, or just 100 plus the rest on HP for a better survivability. So what that means, guys? That means that at the moment I am wearing the Brawling Martial Arts, so basically I can do my my rotation without any kind of problem, right? And then if I need, I can switch immediately as a pure single target one, just wearing the weapon, and I can do my rotation without any kind of problem. So this will avoid you basically to have two builds, but I'm covering both of them just because this is an in-depth power set guide, and as an in-depth power set guide, of course, we wanna literally cover each single part of the power set. Okay, guys, speaking about all the three loadouts as a precision, I want to start from the first one. That's actually the full AoE one with the Brawling. Pressing K on your precious keyboard or controller. Loadouts, of course, here we have Debris Field, so it's really good. I will explain you why. Reinforce, weapon buff, striking stone, that's a kind of skill that we are using for clipping. We will dervish for clipping, robot sidekick, and neo venom boost. So I'm using Debris Field, guys, because we are including the Strategist card, and each single tick of damage that we will do, of course, it can proc the Strategist card for literally free damage. So we wanna always clip both of them, this one plus the weapon buff, doing the first rotation as Brawling Martial Arts, clipping the animation with the Striking Stone, doing the second one, the second weapon mastery rotation, and also cancelling the animation with the dervish, and then repeating the third rotation, cancelling with the trinket that we have, the holographic decoy. Don't worry, I am showing you on the footage. This is the best one that I can find, guys, just because it's literally optimized the potential chance that you have to proc your strategist card, because we want to literally abuse about this artifact that's so powerful. So this is basically the best combination that I found for the full AoE 1. Speaking about the other one, for example, speaking about the single target one, I'm switching my armories. So this is literally a build imprinted with the dual wield, of course, as a pure single target. Once again, pressing K on loadouts, we have Tornado Pool. That's from our movement, if you remember, guys. So Tornado Pool, Reinforce, Face Dodge, Wound Dervish, Robo Sidekick, and Neo Venom Boost. So actually, Tornado Pool always clipped with the Reinforce, and also clipping everything with the Face Dodge. So basically, you're doing 1, 2, and 3 at once, and then start punching so hard with your weapon. Second rotation, canceling the animation with the Dervish, and third rotation, canceling with your holographic trinket. Pretty the same, guys. So it's really difficult that a precision build is different. So it's a little bit different compared on which kind of power set you play, but most of the time it's always the same. This is the first variation that I can suggest you as a pure single target, or we can add a second clipping skill, guys, as a striking stone. So clipping both of them, first masteries, then striking stone, second masteries, then cancelling the animation with the dervish, third flurry shot, cancelling the animation with your trinket. It's always the way to go. I got some questions on my Discord, guys, about why I'm not using basically the Vortex Trap. To be completely honest with you guys, I don't like this skill, so probably it's just a personal preference. I prefer to have a kind of skill that do damage while cancelling the animation of my weapon masteries, guys. So a lot of people are running basically the Weaving Dervish with the Vortex Trap here. It can also work. I don't have nothing against this one. It's so basically you are obtaining the same result. But the real question is why I have to renounce of this damage if I can do damage while clipping the animation, question mark. This is a kind of skill that's not common on the EU server, to be completely honest with you guys. I mean, the Vortex Trap. I have seen a lot of people using it on the US server. So on the EU server, we are used to basically use kind of skills that do damage while canceling the animation. But once again, try both of them and see which one feels more comfortable for you guys. So for me personally, I am including a striking stone if I don't want to include the face dodge to have an additional skill to do damage while canceling the animation of my weapon masteries. The Robo Sidekick and the Neo Venom boost are self-explanatory. Speaking about the last one, guys, the last loadout, as basically the combination between the first and the second one. Usually here you can use whatever you want, depend on the situation. If you want to focus more on proccing the Surge's card, or if you want to care more about the pure single target one. I want to strongly suggest you to always stick with the Debris Field, because Debris Field is just a free damage, guys, and also can proc the Surge's card so easily without problem. But most of the time you can do this combination is also fine, just in case when you are switching the weapon, or just you can stick with the regular one, just with the Debris Field, and the same happen for the face dodge. So if you wanna have a better clipping, then keep a face dodge. Otherwise, just go for the striking stone to have an additional damage. This is totally up to you guys. In terms of damage, we are on the same, almost on the same parcel. So it's just a small difference between both of them. So this is totally up to how you feel comfortable with. Absolutely, 1,000,000%. This is the best combination that I found, guys. I have tested a lot of stuff as a Prec. So once again, I'm not using the Vortex Trap because it's just a personal preference, because I prefer to do more damage. But feel free to include the Vortex Trap here and see exactly how you are feeling with this one, and also test the Striking Stone to have an additional damage while cancelling the animation of your Weapon Masteries combos. Okay, guys, now it's time to cover the might side of this beautiful power set as a DPS. So we will start always by the basic, so pressing I on your precious keyboard or controller. We will open immediately the inventory and showing first definitive bonuses. So as might DPS, of course, type A and type B must be might for 2% of additional might while wearing 8 piece of elite gear. Type C and type D also DPS 1. The weapon doesn't matter at all, guys. So in my case, since I'm playing Prec, I have the brawling one, but I want to suggest you to use a fast weapon. So for example, the one hand, so you can launch immediately. And the first mod that we're taking a look, it's just the blast adapter one, absolutely a must, because we can ranged tap to get an additional damage that's completely for free. That's for every single DPS. On add, of course, we are including a supercharged Entomb 3. It's a really nice supercharge, guys. So it's mainly a single target, pure single target damage. But when it explodes, the crystalline will explode. You will do AoE damage. Pretty solid and pretty strong. On the neck, of course, we are using escalating might because this is just a must. So increases your might by 2% for 8 seconds when you hit an enemy with an armful superpower. So each single power that you press from your loadout. On the back, I am using Accelerated Unstoppable, pretty useful as melee, guys, because I will show you on the rotation that's pretty useful. And Unstoppable, it's also a supercharge generator for this power set. So the fact that we can spam the supercharge generator while doing AoE damage as melee, it's pretty strong. As chest, of course, penetrating strike, as usual, 2% less defense and toughness when you're attacking your target, pretty solid. Legs, I'm using a restorative striking stone just because I'm playing Prec, but this is not that useful, guys, so feel free to put whatever you want. On hands, absolutely a must, max damage. It increases your superpower increase damage by 2% for a short time, so literally a must for a DPS, as usual. On the feet, this is a little bit tricky, guys, because we will use 2 different white modes for melee and for ranged. Doesn't matter if it's ranged single target or ranged AoE. As a pure melee, we will always use dashing combos because we are using the Weaving Dervish as melee. And by tapping melee, we will perform a dash attack combo just for an additional AoE damage. I will show you on the footage. Or just in case of the AoE, we can use Tumbling Master as usual, the usual one that we are using just to get rid of bad situations. Speaking of the utility belt, the same thing, guys, as supply drop and also the regular trinket. And the third one, of course, depends which country you are playing. I mean, which kind of armory you're playing. So, just in case, if you want to go full melee, I want to always suggest you guys the Summer Seasonal Trinket, the Slayer Second Rune. I don't have it on the NA server, but I showed you in the previous footage. So, Summer Seasonal Trinket, Slayer Second Rune, pretty good, not for the might that is giving you, but mainly for the damage of the pet that is doing as melee. Or as ranged, you can use Henchman, so feel free to check Obsidian Shield video that he basically ranked every single pet in the game with the spreadsheet, with each single parser, so check his video if you want to know which is the best one according to your situation and to your armory. As multi-target, you will always use Henchman, or just as pure single target, guys, it's fine to use the Mother Box or the Father Box Tier 3. It's, if I'm not wrong, it's the strongest one as damage in the entire game, but feel free to correct me on the comment section below, just in case if I am wrong. Then we have, of course, the uplink device, that's the orbital, it doesn't matter which skin you have, and basically you have just to rotate the henchman according on which kind of spec you are playing, once again, guys. Speaking about the artifacts, same thing, guys. Strategies, transformation, and the Grim, the universal combination as Might and Prec works pretty solid because both of them are synergizing it together. One is applying literally a damage over time when it procs on each single target, and the transformation card, it's 20% critical strike chance, critical magnitude. It is basically working with the strategist card. The third one, like I'm always saying, the best artifact they ever did, in my opinion, as a DPS, full versatile artifact as Might, as Prec, is giving you basically a free pet that is doing damage while also applying the power interaction if you have on a decent level. So I don't on the US server, but I'm pretty sure that you got this one, guys. So this is basically the universal combination just to get the most odd amount of might and also the percent of critical strike chance and critical magnitude while applying the damage over time by the transformation card. This is literally a must, guys, but we have other artifacts to include on the rotations. So we want to always include the Gemini, the Lernia's Amulet, and also the Solar Amplifier for other rotation that I will show you in a couple of minutes. As augments, guys, of course, as adaptive augments, you want to always include the mighty one. I don't have here on the US server just because I'm mainly playing Prec, but as usual, guys, you want to switch them according on the content that you're playing to get the buff of damage and some utilities that can save your life or just to take less damage from some environment or from some boss. It's literally a must, guys. So might, both of them, according on which kind of content you're playing. The origin one, same story as the precision, guys. So this is a might build. So of course you want to always include mighty origin augment, all of them, maximize as you can, guys. So actually I have maximized just this one and not the other one because once again I'm playing precision, but all of them must be might, and if you can rank them up to the last level, it's really good because you will get more base stats. Okay, guys, speaking about Earth Might as skill point collocation on your toon, if you press K on your keyboard or if you select the traits with your controller, we will always open the traits, and we want to go to the weapons, of course, 1 point on the main weapon that you're using. So generally, I want to suggest you a fast weapon, guys, because the weapon choice on as Might doesn't matter. So it matters only if you want to just maximize the ranged tap every single time when you're doing your rotation. So the best one as AoE will be the rifle, but as lunge it's just a poor weapon. So I want to always suggest you fast weapons like, for example, dual wield, one hand at the first place, shield. It's perfectly fine because the weapon doesn't matter at all as might, just for the ranged tap. So always prefer some fast weapon that you can lunge and you can get benefits from your melee spec. Another thing that I wanna say, guys, I am showing you the skill point collocation that include all the 3 rotations as melee, as pure AoE, as single target as well. So adapt your skill point according on the build that you wanna imprint into your armory. This is really important that I forgot to mention. Apologies, guys. So 1 point on the main weapon. It's the only thing that we need because we don't need any weapon combo. This is a might build, and every single damage that we are doing, 99% of the damage that you're doing is coming from our loadout and not from the weapon. That's the main difference between might and Prec. Going back, of course, guys, we don't care about nothing else. We don't have to skill any weapon masteries. Going back as a super speed, we want to always unlock. In my case, is super speed, but in your case, can be flight, can be skimming, can be acrobatics. It's different. So we want to unlock the fast movement, and generally we want to unlock those innates. So those are resistance control against the control effect, and the bottom 3 are just some power regen when we break out from a crowd control. And also we want to include Whirlwind Dervish because our melee loadout will include Whirlwind Dervish. Going back, as iconic power, we wanna unlock the Earth Vision and Robot Sidekick. So once again, guys, I'm showing you the generic spec. Then you can skip certain skills, just if you have to imprint, for example, the melee one. On the melee one, I'm not including this one, so you can skip this one. Okay, keep it in mind because it's important. Going back as a stats point, of course, this is a might build, and of course you want to always choose to focus on the superpower to get a 10% of might and 10% power and also 25% power regeneration each second. And then we want to unlock, of course, the common critical attack chance, critical attack damage, 20, 40, maximize might and power, because once again, this is a might build to get a 10% power and 10% might. And usually people here put some skill points on the precision just to have a better proc of the white modes that we are wearing as blast adapter. But I tested it, guys, and to be completely honest with you, it's much worth to have a better survivability instead of getting 1,200, 2,000 K of damage just for a ranged tap. So it's not worth, in my opinion. So always choose the HP instead of the precision for a better survivability, just in case, and specifically if you're aiming for a no-die fits in certain elite raid. Okay, guys, speaking about loadouts, about Earth Might, we have basically three kind of loadout. The first one is a pure melee one, the second is ranged AoE, and the third one is pure single target spec. So, the first one that I'm gonna cover, it's the full melee one, so pressing K on your keyboard or controller, moving to loadout. We have Tectonic Break, Unstoppable, Whirling Dervish, Jackhammer, Robot Sidekick, and Entomb. So basically, the rotation is pretty self-explanatory, guys, so you can clip Tectonic Break with Unstoppable. This is a burst damage, and this is also a burst damage, and also it's a supercharged generator, so our Entomb will be so happy. And then we have Whirling Dervish. This is just for AoE damage. Then we have Jackhammer. It's basically an unlimited tap, basically, and this is AoE damage, and then Robot Sidekick and Entomb self-explanatory. The rotation that I will show on the sparring target, guys, it's basically Tectonic Break clipped with Unstoppable, so we can farm the supercharge. Something like 3 seconds of, let's say 2.5 seconds of Whirling Dervish with the melee tap, so we can cancel the animation and activating also our mod, that's dashing combo for an additional damage, and then something like 3 seconds and half of Jackhammer, and after Jackhammer you have to use the ranged weapon tap to proc basically the white mod on the weapon, and then you can go back and start your rotation once again. This is pretty easy, guys. There's nothing complicated, so require a little bit of practice, but at the end of all, you will get it. Speaking about the ranged AoE one, I'm activating my armory, guys. I'm switching my spec and pressing K once again on the keyboard. I will show you the loadouts. I'm including the Earth Vision, the Debris Field, Upheaval, Striking Stone, Robot Sidekick, and Entomb as usual. Rotation is pretty self-explanatory, guys, from left to right. Earth Vision applying the damage over time on your main target and on the near target, near to your main one. Debris Field to have a better proc of the strategist card and also a damage over time. And we have Upheaval with the three tap combo, and then Striking Stone. I will show you on the footage, guys. There's nothing particularly complicated. Why we are using a Debris Field? For mainly 2 reasons. Because Debris Field can proc our strategist card for a damage over time, and also it's applying a power interaction, just because in this one we are not using the Glorium Verum, basically. So we are not getting the benefits from the pet, from the power interaction. So this is really, really important, because at the end of all, Upheaval will do more damage just because, just only if the targets are have the power interaction applied. So as you can see, Upheaval crushed enemies takes additional damage, and that's why we need this one. It's absolutely important to include this one for multiple reasons. And then we are going to finalize the rotation with the striking stone that basically benefits from the power interaction as well, and that's why this one it's really important. This is basically an AoE damage that you will do, and then you can start back your rotation. Pretty self-explanatory, but I will show you on the footage. Speaking about the last one, guys, this is a little bit tricky to discover. That was really tricky to discover, guys, because I have seen a lot of people doing kind of similar rotations and getting the same parser, basically. But I have discovered something that will blow your mind. I want to promise you guys. So pressing K on your keyboard, once again, guys, loadouts, we want to include always Attribution, also debris field, upheaval, Purple Blast and Sandblast, just because this rotation include the amulet as artifact, and this one it's literally vital to get back our HP. Even if we have an healer on the group, guys, it's just to take care on ourselves and don't stress too much the healer. And then the last one, it's Entomb, of course, mainly single target damage, but at the end of all it will explode doing AoE damage. So at vision, we are going to put the at vision and jump cancel immediately with the debris field to apply basically 2 dots, 2 damage over time that can proc our strategist card. Then we will do 3 tap of upheaval. And then just 1 single Pep Blast to go back and do just 1 combo of upheaval, and then finalize the rotation with the 3 times Pebble Blast. So if you do a fast math, guys, if you do 1, and then 2, then 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So basically you will get 10 stacks, and at 10 stacks you will reset all of your stacks with the Sand Blast, doing massively damage on your single target. So once again, guys, at vision, jump cancel with the debris field, 3 times upheaval, then 1 time Purple Blast to go back to upheaval just 1 time, and then jumping back to Purple Blast 3 times, and then Sand Blast to cancel all the stack and to do massive damage. It was a little bit tricky to discover, guys. I wanna be honest with you, because I've spent something like 1 hour and a half on the sparring target just to try to find the best rotation as a pure single target one, and I'm pretty sure that you will like it, and you will like the damage as well. So I guess that's it, guys. That's it for those loadouts as might. I don't want to waste additional time. I want to jump immediately on the rotation to show you exactly what I have discovered. Okay, guys, speaking about tank as Earth, before jumping on the spec, on the gear, white mod, augments, and everything else, also rotation and loadouts, there is something that we have to specify since the beginning, because this power set is a little bit tricky as a tank, and just a small percent of Earth players, they know that this power set have two kind of different mechanics, defensive mechanics, they don't stack together. So if we press K on our keyboard or controller, guys, and we are jumping into the loadout, so like I say, the two different defensive mechanics. So the first one, it's basically called Earthen Bond, and it's provided by the Brick Golem. So every single time we use the Brick Golem, we are entering on Earthen Bond status. So that means you gain Earthen Bond, transferring a portion of your incoming damage to the brick while not blocking, and also does not stack with the stone skin. That's the second mechanic that we are taking in consideration in just 1 second. So we are transferring a portion of the damage while not blocking, and we already said why it's completely wrong to stand in the block, guys, because we are losing this passive, and also we are losing the main passive of our power set, if you remember before. So as level 10, we gain basically 65% of our dominance is converted as defense while not blocking. So that means we are losing this bonus as well, and we are losing this bonus as well on as a fortified assault. So we are losing a lot of defense for no reason while standing in block. But most of the time it's just imperative, guys, just because you have to counter a boss, you have to do specific kind of stuff. So that's the first mechanic, by the way, guys. That's bring to you by the brick golem. It's a defensive pet that give us Earthen Bond. But the second mechanic, and it's a kind of mechanic that won't stack together, it's a mechanic called Aftershock. So that means jackhammer. That's provided by us by jackhammer. So you gain stone skin, and stone skin it's something that will increase our defense by 55% while not blocking, and once again does not stack with the Earthen Bond. So usually when you are just punching the ground as a jackhammer, we are getting stone skin, and for each tap that we do, because this is unlimited, as you can see, as a tank roll, each additional hit increases the duration of stone skin. So each hit will extend the duration of the stone skin by just 1 second. But don't worry, guys, you will. So if you do the rotation in a correct way, basically you will always have your stone skin, because it is going to be refreshed by the gemstone shield that I will explain you later. So the only thing that you have to keep in mind, guys, doing this is always wrong, because both of defensive mechanics won't stack together. So you have to choose which kind of loadout you want to play. So this one, once again, give you Earthen Bond, and jackhammer giving you stone skin, that it's called by the community Aftershock tanking. So that's really important, guys, to keep in mind, because the majority of people who play Hearth, they have literally no idea what they're doing, and it's really important that you keep it in mind so you know exactly how to handle your power set. Okay, guys, speaking about the full spec that we have to do as Hearth tank, we want to always start from the white mod and also from the affinity bonuses. So pressing I on your precious keyboard and highlight first the affinity bonuses. Of course, as type A and type B dominance, because we already know that dominance is really important for us, giving us a bunch of defense, because it's converting a portion of our dominance into defense. So type A and type B. Type C and type D, I am using a rejuvenating escape and a crippling stance. I'm feeling so good with this one, guys, especially when you are taking the aggro of a lot of ads. Moving to the weapon, I want to always suggest you a fast weapon, guys, a kind of weapon that's really fast for lunging. So like, for example, one-handed shield, it's absolutely fine. And also using absorption adapter, just because it's really good. It's basically a shield just for free. It is going to block a bunch of damage, literally a must for a tank. Moving on the head, I'm using a supercharged dash attack 3 just because I'm using the Gemini and I'm covering in just 1 second, guys. So I can proc an additional shield, and standing on the caster watch will give me 5% of useful stats while standing on the caster watch. Pretty good. Moving on the neck, of course, a fortified assault, because we want to rarely block, and this is just an addition, a 10% additional defense while not blocking, because why not, right, guys? Then on the back, we have the accelerated gemstone shield. It's basically the strongest solo shield in the game. There is no other personal shield that can absorb the amount of damage that the gemstone shield can do, and I will explain you exactly how it works in just a second. As chest, absolutely imperative to wear the Hearty, 5% of additional HP just for free. And then, guys, we have as legs, of course, restorative epicenter, because it's really useful to group up the heads when you pull them. Absolutely wonderful. On the ends, I am using, as usual, max damage. You already noticed that I'm not using a regenerative shield as a tank, guys, just because even if you are using the shield, the proc of the HP is just something that's completely irrelevant, so you can always use max damage. Absolutely. And then on the feats, Tumbling Master, absolutely a must, guys, because we already know that triggering this combo will most of the time will save our life. Just get rid of bad situations. Speaking about the utility belt, as usual, guys, common. So we have the chronometer emitter just for standing the ads, especially if you are playing challenging content like severe critical, the 6th dimension elite, and you have a bunch of ads, especially on the first boss, really useful to control them. Then we have this the immunity trinket that you can find on a tier 2 vendor on Watchtower, guys. Absolutely. So each wing have a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 vendor. Usually it's on the in the middle of the room for each wing. Meta wing, magic, and also tech. So all of them. And then we have the supply drop, guys. Pretty useful. Just because sometimes you can buff your DPS. It's pretty useful. So nothing changed since I have covered this section as ice. And then of course the orbital, pretty useful to help in damage, just in case you want to contribute with some damage. It's perfectly fine. So, kind of variations that you want to do. Maybe you want to swap on fly. This is not mandatory, and it's something that I'm not doing, guys, because I am not using the other consumable. That's basically the consumable that absorb 100% of damage. I am forgetting the name, but you already know what I'm talking about. So you can change maybe the supply drop for the other consumable that will absorb damage. To be completely honest with you guys, I never used it because I never needed it. But just in case, if you wanna try, it's something to keep in mind. So moving about the artifact, this is a little bit tricky, guys, and this is usually the combination of artifact that I'm keeping suggesting to people on my live stream, no matter what is your power set. It's probably the most versatile combination and the strongest one. One variation that you can do, it's just change the Eye of Gemini for the Everyman prototype, just in case if you are not running a supercharge, and also change the head mod with something else. To be honest, guys, I'm feeling so well with this combination, but just in case if you don't have the Eye of Gemini and you have the Everyman prototype, it's perfectly fine anyway. So, Mystic Symbol of the Seven, absolutely gorgeous and wonderful artifact, stacking up defense according on how many enemies you have around, literally a must. And like Manacle of Force that I have explained billions of time on my stream, on my guides, why this artifact is completely a must. And once again, I want to repeat once again, guys, don't listen to people. They are saying the Manacle of Force is completely useless because, once again, they don't know exactly what they are talking about. The third one, like I said, guys, it's Eye of Gemini, and Eye of Gemini, it's just for proccing the Caster Watch, and while standing in the Caster Watch, as you can see, we are getting 5% dominance, 5% HP, and 5% restoration. Something else, it's really, really, really good, guys. But just in case, if you don't have the Eye of Gemini, you can switch for Everyman Prototype. You are not getting the same effect, but it's fine anyway. I always prefer the Eye of Gemini, because this one, it's really a strong artifact for multiple roles, not gonna lie. Speaking about the augments, guys, as usual, this is a tank, and as a tank, you want to always include everything as dominance. The top one, the adaptive augments, according on which kind of content you are playing. So you have to switch them according on which kind of content you are playing. So, for example, those are for Legion of Doom to get some benefits, some additional dominance, and some buff, and also some protection against a specific kind of environment. But for example, just in case, if you want to run, for example, let's say Shattered Gotham Elite from Justice League Dark, you want to always switch them according on which kind of episode you are playing. So you will get buff on a specific raid. As Origin Augments is literally the same, guys, so rank them up as soon as possible, because those are base stats, and we care a lot on dominance just because we have a kind of passive that we care a lot about dominance, because the more dominance we have, the more defense we can stack. Okay, guys, speaking about the skill point placement on as a tank, of course, pressing K on your keyboard, we want to start from the weapon, of course. So once again, I want to suggest you to use a fast weapon. I am in love, literally in love with the one hand, and I am unlocking basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the flip slash, because the flip slash, it's a weapon combo that will allow me to control the heads one more time, pulling them into the air, and allowing me to have 2 additional seconds that I can rotate my shield, I can proc my my caster watch of the Eye of Gemini, I can pull other heads. Basically, I can do whatever I want. Strongly suggest this combo, guys, especially when you have an Outlight shield on, or when your gemstone shield is fully charged. Basically, you will take 0 damage, and controlling the heads, once again, it's always a must. Especially if you're playing kind of challenging content like the 6th dimension Elite in higher stage. Going back, guys, of course, we have super speed. Super speed, absolutely a must, the first one, and also we want to unlock the dash attack, because this is a super speed. But just in case, if you are acrobatics, unlock the perfect poise. This is the equivalent supercharge as dash attack, or the same, just in case if you are flight movement or just skimming, it's just the same. The other one are just a kind of passive that you can skip if you don't have a lot of skill points, guys, but those are always useful just to get some resistance control, and also some power back when we break out from a crowd control. It's pretty useful, and it's just a power that we're getting for free. Going back, we have as iconic power, and this is a kind of skills that no matter which power set we are playing, I'm always unlocking them, because they can be useful and situational skills, just to be prepared for everything, for example. So Amazon the deflection is perfectly fine. Mesmerizing lasso, so useful, especially if you have to aim for a specific head to pull, so physically grabbing him and pulling him to you. And also Outlight shield, pretty strong one. Going back as a stats point, of course, we want to always unlock hybrid, guys, because we are getting a 5% dominance, a 5% restoration, and 5% vitalization. We don't care on the vitalization, but we care on the dominance and on the restoration for the shields. So every single time hybrid, once again, I never had a single problem of power consumption when I am tanking, even if I don't have a troll, because attacking with your weapon, you will recharge your power, and I want to promise you that you won't have any problem. I'm always skilling 10 point and 10 point critical attack chance, critical attack damage, because critical healing chance, critical healing magnitude is completely useless, guys. And also we are not using the white mod on the ends, so it's completely useless. So I'm just putting a 10 point and 10 point here to be able to reach the bottom of the trees. And of course we want to always maximize the dominance for the reason that you already know, and also maximize the HP. So if you have additional skill point, guys, just put it on restoration, but restoration on an earth power set won't affect the power set too much, to be honest. It's not like ice, and of course it's not like fire, for example, right? So always you want to maximize your dominance and your HP. If you are lower skill point, guys, always maximize your dominance, and when you reach a decent amount of skill point that you have completed the dominance, every single time put additional skill points on the HP. Okay, guys, speaking about loadouts, we have to talk about loadouts, just because the loadouts that you will choose will choose exactly which kind of defense mechanic you will use for your tank. So the first one that I want to cover, like we said, it's just the Aftershock one, and it's my favorite one because this playstyle, it's so cool, guys, and it's a little bit more active compared to the Earthen Bond one, aka Pet Tank. If we press K on our keyboard, guys, and we move on loadout, of course we have the Earthen Grip, Gemstone Shield, Jackhammer, Epicenter, Arclight Shield, and also Dash Attack. Earthen Grip, it's an AoE pool, guys, and if I have to be completely honest with you, it's a little bit weird, this pool, and you will notice by yourself when you will play the power set, guys, but it's still a strong one, because this pool will also stun the target and also bringing him to you. So that's absolutely wonderful. Gemstone Shield, absolutely, guys, the strongest shield in the game as a personal shield. There is no other shield that can be strong, that's stronger than this one. So basically, I will show you exactly how that works, because it's a combo one. With 3 taps, we have a complete shield, but don't worry, I will show you in a second, guys. And then we have a Jackhammer, that absolutely a must for this build, because the Jackhammer is giving us Stone Skin. Stone Skin increasing our defense by 55% while not blocking, and also doesn't stack with the Earthen Bond, and that's why we don't want to include a pet here. So basically the brick, right? Of course, we have an AoE pool that's Epicenter, so this is something like, for example, Without Mercy as Rage, most likely it's close. And then we have Arclight Shield that can miss because it's a really strong shield, and of course Dash Attack, just because we are using the Eye of Gemini to proc the Castor Watch. But how that works, guys, by the way. So if I reset for 1 second my UI, give me just 1 second, guys, hide the UI during the gameplay, accept, perfectly. So we want to take a look first on the Gemstone Shield. So we said that the Gemstone Shield, it's a kind of shield based on combo. So if I activate just the shield, I will get just 1 gem. See, guys? So think about when you press for the first time the skill plus 3 tap. So in total you will have 4 taps to do if you consider your initial activation of the skill. So 25, 50, 75, and 100. So I am activating now with just 1 tap, and I am getting a second gem. This is charged at 50%, for example. If we wanna, so it's just easier to understand how that works. 2, and then if I'm pressing and tapping it twice, I am getting basically So 1, 2, and 3, I'm getting 3 gems, and consider it charged as 75%, guys. And the final one that will be the strongest, the strongest combo, and also makes your shield really strong. It's the final combo. So I am activating plus 1, 2, and 3. And when you see the end clap, you will see all the force crystals turning around you, and that means that the shield is fully active, and it can tank thousand and thousand and thousand and thousand of damage. But we have to explain how we protect ourselves and how we get defense, like we have seen, right, guys? So basically, activating the jackhammer will proc, of course, our stone skin. So it's just this animation close to me, as you can see, guys, and each single tap will refresh and extend the duration of the stone skin, giving us a % of defense while this effect is active. So it's really important, guys, to keep this one refreshed, and also keep it in mind that every single time when you are activating your gemstone shield is going to refresh automatically. So 1, 2, and 3, and boom, it's going to refresh the stone skin. So we will have a perma defense bonus. So tapping once again, boom, 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 boom. It's the same, right, guys? So once again, boom, and we are getting once again the stone skin. See, guys? This is something that we are getting just for free, just because it's the mechanic of the power set itself. How you want to do the rotation? So basically, it's just a rotation of everything, and I want to show you some additional clip that you can do, kind of clips that I have discovered by myself while playing the power set. So the usual rotation that you want to do is just taking the aggro and popping your shield. So just 1, and then 1, 2, and 3, you can clip. Did you see the clip, guys? You didn't see the entire animation of the Earthen grip. So while you are taking the aggro of all the ads, you want to pull them next to you and start punching for just 2 seconds, just to refresh your stone skin and keep going. Just refreshing your gemstone shield. So keep it in mind, guys, to prefer always the gemstone shield over your Arlight shield when you have available, because this one it's insanely strong. So of course, when it's in cooldown, you can pop the other one, or you can trigger the Eye of Gemini with the supercharge. So basically, it's 1. So pressing, taking the aggro, pressing, pulling them over you, just jackhammering for a second to extend the duration. Once again, so you're taking damage, your gemstone shield is out, and you can pop the other one, for example. Alright, guys, and keep going and refreshing your stone skin like that. So if you are getting more and more damage, and both of them are just in cooldown, you can proc the Eye of Gemini, and while standing on the caster watch, you will get 5% of HP and 5% dominance while getting a strong shield, a really strong shield. Kind of clips that I want to show you guys so quickly, it's just the epicenter with the gemstone shield. So imagine if you are running like that and you want to get the aggro immediately, you're running and you will do 1 and 2. So you will cancel completely the animation of basically the epicenter, or most likely, or you can do something like that. For example, guys, you can run, taking your aggro, and doing 1 and 2 immediately. So you will cancel the animation and you can keep going, just standing and controlling the ads while refreshing your stone skin, and while controlling them with just the consumable that you have available. This is a pretty cool one. Another clip that I want to show you guys is just this one. So basically, Earthen grip clipped with the gemstone shield that you will charge as a full one. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. See, guys, just the animation completely disappeared, and then you can keep going and do exactly what you want. Just rotate your shield and proccing the caster watch when you need it. Okay, guys, speaking about the second loadout, that's the Earthen Bond loadout with the pet. It's almost the same. Some skills will change, but the setup of the skill point and everything else, it's exactly the same. So pressing a K on your precious keyboard, as usual, loadout will always have Earthen Grip, Gemstone Shield, Arlight Shield, 45 Golem, and also Summon Brick Golem, and also Dash Attack, just because we are using the Gemini. So the only thing that changed here is just the two skills, guys. So previously we were using basically Epicenter and Jackhammer, just because the previous one was the Aftershock loadout. But since we have already said that both defensive mechanics won't stack, it's literally useless to have Jackhammer, just because we are not getting the stone skin, and also they are not stacking together. So it's absolutely useless to run them. So instead we want to always run Earthen Grip because it's a pull, Gemstone Shield, strongest shield in game as a personal shield, Arlight Shield, 45 Golem, Summon a Brick Golem, that 45 Golem basically giving, so as you can see, provide an healing over time for the brick for 6 seconds, and also giving him power because the brick will spam a lot of skills that belong to this power set, and then spawn him, the Golem himself, and also the dash attack. So the rotation is exactly the same as the previous one, guys. So if I can restore my UI so quickly. So it's basically the same. So how you can notice that you will get the Earthen Bond effect. So when you press 5, in my case, so when you spawn the pet, guys, you will notice that my body is being surrounded by those lines, zip lines, something like that. That's basically the clear indication that the mechanic is active. Keep it in mind, guys, that the pet is taking damage only when you are taking damage, because usually the pet doesn't take damage from the environment, but and this is something that I have discovered recently, and basically the pet will take damage only when you take damage. So every single environment isn't involved, and the rotation is exactly the same. The only thing that you have to do, guys, is just give him the power and also the HP regen when the skill is active, because as you can see at the moment he is basically full HP and the full power, but when I'm starting my rotation, you will see that he's going to use his power, as you can see, and is basically consuming his power. So every single time, make sure to give him HP and power just using this one. So when you are pressing this one, you will see that the golem is basically going to be surrounded by the same effect as the gemstone shield, as you can see. And what you're doing basically is recharging his power and also his HP. So if I'm pressing once again, you will see that he's going to be surrounded by the same effect as the gemstone shield. So as you can see, same, guys, it's basically the same effect. So when you have this skill, just spam it, guys, because the Earthen Bond tank, it's a kind of spec that it's literally imperative that your pet must be alive, otherwise you will have a really bad time. The rotation is literally the same, guys. So rotate your shield according on how you need. So keep spamming and keep controlling the ads with the consumable, because we don't have the epicenter here, and also giving him the power and rotate the other shield when you can. And of course, when the Arlight shield is over, of course, trigger the caster watch of the Eye of Gemini to get 5% of dominance and 5% of restoration and HP. That's really important, guys. Okay, so it's really easy, guys. There's nothing particularly complicated. They keep spamming the power and rotate your shield according on what you need. Nothing less, nothing more. Okay, guys, finally this power set guide is over. So I'm getting absolutely flamed every single time when I am doing this kind of videos. They are extremely long. People on my channel, they already know. But once again, like I'm always saying, it's literally a must if you want to cover a power set in each single role and each single aspect. I really hope that this guide will be useful for you guys. Let me know your results on the comment section below, and let me know how you feel and if that was useful or not. I am leaving you guys with a footage of a duo that I played with my my dear friend Madanov, aka Dennis. So I want to say a huge thank you to him to make me record this footage. I can also include an elite footage, but I want to include a duo just to basically offer you another kind of content, guys, to watch, so you know exactly what to do and what to avoid. Thank you so much once again for watching this video, guys. Don't forget that I'm streaming every single day from Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European Time on Twitch. Link is on the description below. Happy tanking, happy Earth power set, guys. And of course, like every other single time, we will see in the next one.